All right, guys, we're here with Let's Talk. It's back. We're back.
That's right.
We're back. I'm Mikey.
We are. Matthew.
And Craig.
And you wanted to give away the sponsors for last week was Hunt and Pack Landscaping, and the winner went to Amy Bagwell. She won the bomb. And this week, he gave us some more. He gave another plant because of the special occasion. As you see, we got Fire in the Sky, so he gave us an autumn sky to give away. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and it's going to be the top one of the first 5 comments we're going to give it away to. So that way I can get the plant to you pretty early, search wilting and all that stuff. But we have a special guest today, Steve Pierce. Here he is, guys.
Steve. Welcome.
Yeah, we
Great
get
to
it.
have you. We're excited.
Yeah, we are very excited. I'm fired up about this one. Well, the story goes, well, he was part of the crew from Fire in the Sky. Not the movie, but the real crew that was there. So we get the first, I guess, the behind the scenes, the real understanding of what happened.
You want me to start the story?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations. You just retired from trucking. I've seen that, right?
They put me out to pasture.
Oh, pasture.
I broke my neck.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
the 20th, I'll lose my CDLs because I can't take a take a polygraph. I got that on my mind. I can't take a physical anymore.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I can't pass one. To keep your CDLs, you have to take a physical every 2 years.
Yes.
Or they'll take them from you.
Right.
In Alabama, you know how Alabama is. They've already sent me a letter saying that, you know, if you don't have this in by the 20th of October,
You're out.
you know, goodbye. But I can't pass one anyway.
Well, see, I drive a truck for UPS. Not the big truck, you know, just a package truck.
So you just have a regular driver's
I have
license.
a regular driver's license, yeah.
I'm a real
I'm
truck
just a
driver.
little guy.
I drive truck, but I don't have a CDL.
I love it.
He's already on my case. I don't think I could do a
I'm
big
a truck
truck.
driver too. It's
There's
a
so
Nissan
much-
Frontier.
It's a way of life. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of people, they go to these schools and they get out there and they're out there a week, a month. Most of the people who go to school, truck driving school, don't last the first year.
Yeah, it's
Really?
to
And I've
have
had mine for
kids.
30.
That's hard to
Wow.
do. It
Yeah,
really is.
there's not very many people out there that can say they've had their CDLs for 30 years because it started in 92. And I got mine, it started in April of 92. President Daddy Bush, he's the one that started it. And then I got mine in February before April. So I've had it a little over 30 years.
Wow.
So that's interesting. So before that, you didn't have to have a CDL.
No, you had a commercial, you know, just a regular, a different kind of license.
Okay.
Well, truck drivers were
That's
getting
interesting.
truck driver license in 2 or 3 different states. One license would get hot, so they'd start using
Oh,
another.
gotcha.
Yeah.
You know, and then they started cheating on the log books. I'm one of the reasons why they put those electric logs in trucks.
Well, it was 1975. Is that correct?
Yeah.
In November. So
47 years ago today, it was a Thursday, and I'm working for a guy named Mike Rogers, and we were trimming the forest, thinning it out. Anything 5 inches and smaller, they'd cut down. I didn't have a chainsaw, and plus I was 17, so
yes, sir.
I stacked them. You had to stack them a certain way, so the forest department come in and burn it down, and you know, burn it. And then, let's see, I worked until November 5th with him. Next month will be 47 years.
Yeah.
That year, Halloween followed on a weekend, on a Friday. Well, half the crew quit. So Monday, John Gillette, sorry John, they said they couldn't get you on the phone, so maybe next time
We're not smart enough for that yet.
Gotta remember, we're from out there and from Alabama, so they don't.
We're from Alabama. I got all the
Sure.
stuff, and I tried.
Their wives over there controlling everything.
I thought it was pretty funny that you wanted to quit. Your mom wouldn't let you, because your uncles quit?
Yeah, I had a couple of relatives that quit and another guy that quit.
Okay.
And I got home that Friday night, Halloween day, and told my mom, I said, well, they all quit. Can I quit? And Mom says, no, you ain't quitting. Mike's not paying. You know, I already worked for him for a couple, 3 weeks, and he'll get the money when the job's done.
Right.
You know, she said, either go to school or go back to work.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do either one of them. And I was too smart for school. You know how 17 are.
Oh, yeah.
We know everything, right?
Yes.
Right. So I went back to work the following Monday with them, and that's when we had to I had to actually drive with Mike.
Okay.
Because before we didn't drive with Mike, and there was 7 of us, and this is the first day I met John Gillette and Dwayne Smith.
Okay.
They just came back up from the valley, and so we worked for the first couple days, and then on the 3rd day, this freaks me out sometimes.
Yeah.
We all got up. We all, you know, it was time to go home. We
Yeah.
all packed up and we started going. And there was this brightest light over to the right, and we couldn't really tell what it was. And we got a little bit closer and a little bit closer. And it started when Mike passes it, right?
Right.
He kind of like, you know, and it's over here like this. Well, Travis gets out, and then Mike, I don't know why, he turns the motor off. See, this is why I think it was mind control, because they're making him do things that, you know.
Okay.
And then when Travis gets out, he goes in an angle up to it, not straight up. Because if he would have went straight up, he would have hit the pickup when he got zapped.
Oh wow.
And so he gets up there, and he's got this weird look on his face, and he bends down and he starts to get back up, and all of a sudden this thing, it starts to move. It starts going, rocking back and forth. And this bluish green light came out and zapped him in the chest, and he falls back and hits the ground. You know, some people say 10, 15, 20 feet. You know, we exaggerated through the years, but
But he fell back and hit the ground regardless.
Yeah. And as soon as he fell back, hit the ground, I said, they got him. And as soon as I say they got him, Mike took off, and we went down the road, and we get out. Finally, we stop. And in the movie, it shows was Mike's idea, but if it wasn't for John Goulet and Kenny Peterson, I don't think we would have went back.
Right.
And because I wouldn't have missed him.
and Dallas didn't like him at all, right?
No, Alan didn't like him at all.
Okay.
So we all get back in the pickup, but before we get in the pickup, we saw it take off.
You did
The
say
crack.
take off.
I saw it take
So
off.
it was on the ground.
No, it was below the tree lines.
Below the tree line.
See, that's why everybody says it's a tower. Well, the tower is above the tree lines.
Okay. Right.
You know, this was below the tree lines. So, you know, I've heard so many things through the years. You know, it's this and that, and you know, and some people say it's a hoax. Some people say it's not. I don't know. If it was a hoax, it's something I had nothing to do with it. You know, and you tell me how it moved.
As far as you're concerned, you saw a craft.
I saw a
It
craft.
hovered. You saw it take
I
off.
saw
You
it
saw a
take-
light.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you saw someone get zapped.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. So when we went back to look for him, we couldn't find him. He was gone. And so we went into town, and Mike, he's still upset. And so Kenny Peterson's actually the one who calls the cops.
Yeah.
And we was at a phone company thing with had a couple of phones out, the payphone.
Like a
You
payphone.
know what a payphone is?
Yeah, they don't have
Yeah.
those anymore.
Yeah.
They got
He
a-
don't.
know what it is. You know what it is.
He's never
I've used it.
one.
I've used it before.
Poor Superman.
Yeah.
Well, where was I?
You payphone.
Oh, we were at the payphone, and they told us to move up into town,
Yeah.
and at the gas station. Heber's not very big,
Right.
and so we went into town. We waited for him, and a city cop showed up first, I think, and then a county mountie, a deputy sheriff, and then Gillespie himself showed up. Okay, Gillespie was the head sheriff.
Okay.
He's you seen the movie Fire in the Sky?
Fire and Sky, yes sir.
Yeah.
Okay, you know who this guy is here?
Yeah. He's been on a bunch of movies. I don't know his
Yeah,
name.
he's Maverick.
Maverick, yeah.
Well, to me, that's Gillespie.
Okay.
He's playing, but they're changed his name. They changed a lot of our names in this movie.
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
I know they did.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
why I
they said they
keep
couldn't
up.
find me, but John Gillette got paid for it, and they still changed his name.
Really?
Yeah, he got into an argument with one of them, and well, that's his story.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So Travis is pretty much behind. He got the bulk of the money off Fire in the Sky then, because his.
well, on the internet it says he's worth $7 million. He got something.
Yeah, you got something.
You know how you look at famous people's names up and it
Yeah.
shows how much they make? You know, his pops up $7 million. He
Really?
denies it, but
But it pops up there.
yeah.
You got something.
So the craft, there was 2 or 3 different people's version of what shape it was. Do you know what shape was it to you?
What do you mean? Who said two?
Well, I just heard that Travis said Joe Rogan asked Travis what shape it was, and he said,
I've never seen that.
okay.
I don't want. Yeah, the only thing I know about that, people ask, well, why does Travis always look down?
He does. He did the whole time.
Really?
Somebody said it was a Tic Tac. We did UFOs. There's a Tic Tac UFO, and there's a saucer one, and he said this one wasn't even. It wasn't so round. It was more of an octagon, maybe, or something. It was rocking.
It looked like kind of like that right there.
The cup.
Yeah. See the.
Oh, the one on the
yeah.
the cover right there.
Let me see it.
Here we go.
This is about the closest.
Okay. So
Okay.
But it was like 2 cake pans on top of each other.
Gotcha.
I got you. Yeah.
You know, and it was like, you know, and you could see the window, you know, like these, they look like window frames. But someone said, well, there was windows. I didn't say it was windows.
Yeah.
I said it looked
Right.
like window frames, you know. Or could you see people in it? Did I say it was a window? People have taken me.
Yeah.
I say one thing. That's like when you text somebody,
Yeah.
and they get the
They read it out of context.
yeah.
Yes.
Hey, you're back.
Yeah.
But the main part of the story that I was most when I read your text and even watched some of the movies and stuff, the investigation that y'all went through while Travis is gone, to me was the whole
To
story.
me, that's more scarier than. I was more scared the day of the polygraph test.
Oh, really?
All
Yeah.
bad.
And I was the day Travis was zapped.
So they right off the bat just claimed that
We killed
you
him.
killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not me. There was a guy named Glenn Flake. He was a city cop, or one of the cops around there. The Flakes, they ran the town because his name's Snowflake.
Yeah.
Snowflake is named after 2 guys that came from Brigham Young. You know who Brigham Young was?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, Brigham Young sent him down there, and they named the town Snowflake. So
Okay.
half of them were snows and half of them were flakes.
Okay.
Well, the Flakes, they still ran it back in the 70s. And he passes me, and then he turns back around, so he's on the same side I am, so he doesn't have to get out of his car. He rolls down the window, and he tells me, he says, we don't know why you're, you know, staying with you know, saying the story, because we know it's a hoax, and we know that either John Gillette or Alan Dallas killed him, and we don't know, we can't figure out why you're not telling us the truth, you know. And he says, in the state of Arizona, we don't need a body
Oh.
to convict you for murder.
Oh man.
And if you know about this murder, we can charge you for murder too, because you knew about it and not said nothing.
No.
You know. And he said, you might as well tell me the truth, because you're fixing to get a polygraph test. This was the first time I heard about the lie detector test. And I was all confused, you know. And so he drives off, and that's when I went and found Alan Dallas and asked him, you know, what are they going to do? What's a polygraph test? You know. And he explained it to me. He says the lie detector test are going to hook us all up, and then his mom was saying that they were going to make it look like we were guilty, you know, because, you know, we were never going to get out of there. Because when we took the polygraph test, in the book it says that we drew straws.
Yeah.
We didn't draw straws.
Okay.
They came after me, They wanted me first, and if you watch this right here,
Were you the youngest?
I was a kid.
So
Yeah.
you were the one that, they
Yeah.
figured they
Yeah.
could get you easier, scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just 17.
Henry Thomas played me in the movie.
And they tried right off the bat to
Yeah.
get you to.
Yeah. I can't do that here, but Henry Thomas will be. He's the one who played E.T.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
little boy
kid.
who plays
Yeah,
E.T.
okay.
Yeah.
He plays me in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. They tried to get you to rat them out, or to just
Well,
say.
they figured not rat him since I was so young, and I wasn't saying nothing. When I saw Travis get zapped, for 7 or 8 days I never said much of anything, because my daddy used to tell me, if you're in trouble with the cops, best thing is keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't. They said, well, the polygraph guy who took a polygraph test, it says in here, it says that they picked me first because I wasn't saying anything. Plus, I was the youngest. They figured I was going to crack, because usually when people don't say nothing, and so they took me first, and they came up to me and they said, we'll take the quiet one first.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Made you feel yeah.
Yeah, I was scared to death.
Oh, I bet.
I just knew I was going to be guilty. And then,
Now, was they really a city council meeting where there was, I think in the movie Mike comes in the city council meeting, and was it really like a big? The town was worried about being scared and stuff, like there really was UFOs. Was that true?
yeah, kind of. I don't remember the town hall thing.
Yeah,
Part of that movie but the town did think that we killed him.
I did. But they wasn't scared of the UFOs. They was kind of scared if somebody got killed.
They didn't. Nobody believed in UFOs.
Okay, that's what I was.
That's how we were murdered him.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
What
Which way they
UFO?
leaned.
You know, there's no UFO. Y'all killed him. Where's the body at?
So going back to when you're in the truck, and you saw the light, and you said that you think it was mind control, and was it Mike that turned the truck off?
Yeah.
And Travis did you sense anything at that point? Did you feel anything out of place? Did
I
was
could
anything
feel
odd?
what you could feel the heat
Okay.
from the rays.
So the light was warm.
Yes.
Okay. But nothing in your mind.
My mind just went blank. I was like, wow.
Just in shock.
And I was thinking, here we go. For 17 years before that, my mom and family, we moved to Snowflake because they moved to Snowflake because they thought the world was coming to an end.
Okay.
You know, so my whole life I've heard that the world's coming to an end. You know,
Right.
You know, Bible thumper's good.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's always in it.
So I thought this was the end of the world.
Okay.
Okay.
At
This
first.
was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
This was the first of many coming down to get us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
is great. And then you said you kind of broke the whole silence. Was everyone just kind of silent and in shock at that point?
When we stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we stopped, they were. I didn't say anything because I was the youngest, and they're not gonna listen to me anyway. So they were all discussing what to do. You know, go back town and get some guns and come back. You know, and it shows in the book that we chased some guy in a pickup truck. That didn't happen.
Ah.
A lot of that stuff. A lot of this stuff in this book right here, the first 3 chapters that I'm in, is not true.
I love that. I love it.
Now I'm talking about me. People don't say, "Oh, Travis, you said Travis is lying." I never said that. I wasn't there when Travis was getting probed or whatever was happening up there. You know, I wasn't there, so I can just say I can testify. The 5 days that he was gone, it didn't happen.
Oh,
it
cool.
didn't in that book.
See, and that's what I love hearing that part of it, because you don't never claim to know what he done, but you know what happened with you. So
Yeah.
Everything.
I was there.
Yeah, everything you claimed, you've never claimed to know what Travis was. I don't know about Travis, but this is what
Happened to me. Yeah.
So I've not heard you say anything out of the way to anybody else. So their story has always been my story.
Yeah.
So that's.
I don't tell Travis a story.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Don't have to.
I understand. So we're still in police investigation. You have took a polygraph. You're scared.
Well, they took us one at a time.
Okay.
And they took us out back, and where the prison, they turned this into a museum. I felt old when this was made.
Yeah.
I went there and we went all over the place in that county, and we went to the old county jail, and they turned it into a museum. That kind of makes you feel old.
I guess so. And you was a young one too, so just imagine what.
And there's nothing in there in the museum at that old county jail has anything to do with Travis.
Really?
They said they didn't want to have anything to do with that.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I don't know why, but the polygraph test should be in there.
Yeah.
I can see nothing about Travis, but the polygraph test, it should be in there.
So how was that? How nervous were you? Tell us about that test, how it all went down, what you were going through.
I passed it.
Yeah. There been.
Everybody says, well, you're passed because Travis didn't die. Well, that's the first three questions. But if you go to the fourth question, it says, did you see a UFO?
Yeah.
I passed it.
Right.
I could pass polygraph tests. I saw something.
Yeah.
I saw something move. I saw something take off in the air.
And it was unidentified.
Yeah, well, it was a craft.
Right, okay.
And to me, it looked like it took off towards Area 51.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Roswell.
It went that way.
So did it go straight up, or did it kind of
It went kind of like this and
Okay.
and then it was gone.
real quick? Okay. That's So after 5 days, after the polygraph test, y'all got to go home.
Mhm.
Y'all passed it. So they left you alone for.
Travis came back that night,
That same night.
the next morning.
Okay.
But I didn't know about it until the next night. The next night we've been on the news all week,
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
and I'm watching the news to see what they're going to talk about the polygraph test. Well, that's when I heard that Edmund Fitzgerald sunk.
Yeah.
They sunk on the same day we took the polygraph test.
Okay.
And then when that song came out a couple years later, it freaked me out.
It
It put me in a place I didn't want to go back to. Well, I didn't know until that night. I came back and I was hiding because I was doing a lot of hiding.
I bet. Yeah.
And my mom said that Travis is back, but they said he was in Tucson. But actually, he wasn't in Tucson. I think he was at his brother's house.
Okay.
And then, then Gillespie found out that he was back, so he went chasing after him, And because back then you have a payphone,
Right.
You have to have an operator.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how they knew the back, because the operator called the cops and said, "Hey, Travis is back,"
Oh wow.
and so that's how they knew he was back.
Did she not know snitches get stitches?
Huh?
She didn't know snitches get stitches.
No, she's probably a Mormon.
She's a Mormon, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that part. So I guess we'll take a break for a second. Then we'll come back and we'll do just your take of everything. How's that sound?
Well, I want to tell a little bit more.
Okay, talk it out. Let's roll.
Can I?
Yeah.
Well, after this happened, I got married and moved to Taylor, and that was the town next door. And this cop came to the door. His name was Glenn I forgot his name. But anyway, I think there's so many people that so many cops involved in this.
Oh wow.
But anyway, I remember St. Flake though. Well, anyway, he came to the door and told me that Philip Glass had called him and told him that he'd give me $10,000 if I said it was a hoax. Well, I always thought Philip Glass was a news reporter of some kind, because the news, National Enquirer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about.
They were there the night after it happened.
Yeah.
They were the first ones there.
Really?
National Enquirer was, yeah.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, they think that this is part of the hoax because the National Enquirer had a contest of some kind of saying that because Travis, they won that money.
Yeah.
Did you see the National Enquirer thing they got, the pictures of them holding up the paycheck? Well, I'm not in the picture. I didn't go. Ooh, Travis is upset.
I don't want to get zapped away.
The spirit's moving.
No, man. But National Choir was there right off the bat.
Huh?
You said the National Choir's right off the bat? And
Yeah, they gave me $50 cash that night. That's the only money I ever made off of them. They told me, well, keep it a secret. I gave you $50. You're gonna give me $50 cash. Give it to me because I ain't gonna keep nothing a secret. I'll take the $50.
Yeah.
But I wasn't involved in the other stuff because I don't know. I didn't want to be in the public eye,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it had nothing really to do with. I wasn't invited in it or anything. It's just that I stayed away from it.
Yeah.
And I stayed away from it for 35 years. And first time I saw Travis was on 11/11/11 at a conference in New Jersey. And because I thought it was, I didn't, it wasn't for my daughter. I still probably wouldn't have came out.
Really?
Yeah, my daughter's the one that wanted me to.
Yeah.
Because I broke my neck and we're home and we're home and I showed her this movie.
Yeah.
This movie Fire in the Sky. And
Yeah.
I told her I'm the youngest. And she wanted me to prove it. And
Oh wow.
so I got a hold of Travis, and Travis sent her a letter and everything, and then. She got on the hype,
Yeah.
12 years old,
Oh,
she
yeah.
really got on. She wanted me to do all this stuff with these other people, go to these conferences and, because she really got into it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And when she's grown now, ain't no fun going,
Right.
I haven't done one in years. I got to, I was going to a freak show and I'm the freak.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's not me.
That's the way I started feeling. But I don't know, I've gone to about 10 of them across the United States, and most of the time it turns out pretty good. A lot of people that believe you, but the people who don't,
Yeah.
are really hard on you. We were doing this one, and this lady jumped up and she was drunk and stuff, and she was calling us all kinds of names, and finally they set her down and she jumped back up. Finally they had to escort her out of
Yeah.
the building, and so you really don't know how people are going to react when you tell the story, because if you tell somebody this, if I walked into the gas station over here or Jack's and told them this story, they would just look at me like, all right, where's your meds?
Right.
Yeah. And people say, well, it's 50-50 now. I don't believe that. Half the people believe in aliens. Don't get me wrong, I believe there's something out there.
Yeah.
I mean, because to me, God made the universe.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm a true believer in Jesus. That's, he's gonna get me to heaven.
Right.
My mom used to say, God's a judge and Jesus is your lawyer. He's trying to get you into heaven. But anyway, a lot of people in ufology don't believe in Jesus.
Right.
I had a show a while back and somebody said, well, he's a Trump believer. He believes in Jesus. What does that got to do? I didn't vote for Trump the first time. He's a Yankee. And I had no choice the second time.
Yeah, you had no choice. Oh wow.
So you've received a lot of hate over the years, haven't you, for opening up?
A lot of
A lot of hate.
Yeah, I've gotten threatened and emails.
Really?
And yeah, if I could have done it all over again, I don't think I would have came out.
Really?
Yeah.
You regret it?
If it sometimes, because sometimes it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
But
get
other
to get on
times
podcasts.
when people come after you,
Yeah.
like and then I got Travis's tribe coming after me. I mean, people who love Travis. I don't know why. He's got a following that you won't believe.
Yeah.
You know, and they think he's a god.
No way.
A god. You know, I look at him and say, it's howdy doody time.
Well, I think that Travis's story, that whole story was like one of the top alien abduction stories in.
In
Well,
the
there was 2 stories, I believe. His and somebody else. It was the most popular in the world.
Betty's.
Yeah. And so I guess he does have a follow. I mean, people just love that stuff. Would follow him around, and I don't know if it worship as a god. I didn't know that, but I seen that he had a following.
I was told one time that Travis was a god and we're the chosen ones, the ones that were
with him.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
See, that's some of these people really get in this really, really deep.
So that's kind of their own religion. That ufology, I guess it's
Ufology?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. I mean, I met one lady that she believed that we came from, what do you call those little people with wings?
Fairies?
No, what is, I forget what they're called, but.
Little things with wings.
Huh?
Little things with wings. Angels?
Angels? Well, anyway, it don't matter. But I've had people come up to me and this is what they believe, you know. So I've heard so many different stories about, you know, different people. Because once you go to a conference and you tell your story, everybody wants to tell you their story.
Right.
You know.
Got you.
This is my town. I live in a little small town, Alabama. We're kind of secluded to the stories we get told. But you are close to 5, so they have a lot of people who believe
You know,
UFOs.
you know, speaking of 5, are we allowed to talk?
Yeah, we've heard.
They had cow mutilations.
Yes. Yeah, we did a whole
So did we.
episode on this. So
did we.
Oh, did you really? Yeah.
Before this happened, me and my brother found a cow that was completely cut up.
Yeah.
And there was no, you know, when you cut a deer, you stop, you have another cut.
Okay.
You could tell where you stopped. Well, on this you couldn't tell, and they were cut perfectly. And this was happening at right before we saw the UFO, and then there was a 2-headed calf born at the same time around there.
Really?
So I'm fascinated with 5's story because they had cow mutilation around the same time too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know? So I think that's more than just some religion or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we're going to get all into that on the next episode, right?
Yes.
About
whatever
what you think really is going on, and so.
Okay. Yeah, we'll stop there and we'll go to the next. Take a break, and if you like what you listen
let's
to,
get into some meat and taters about what's really happening.
Yes, I want to get to know the difference and everything. You know, Steve's differential from Travis. I love that part.
Yes.
So we'll take a break, and if you enjoy this, tune in next time. Thank you.